Okay, so I am way excited to be able, these are like my favorite months, or the favorite week of the month is being able to hear from our coaches. Because there's so many that join, and I don't know everyone, and there's brand new coaches that come, and there's veteran coaches that are here, and there's brand new coaches listening who don't know these veteran coaches because they're brand new and they don't even know who's the veteran and who's like the newbie. That's what's super cool about this is really there's no difference. And so I always love, like, people always say, like, you know everything. I don't. I learned so much from the brand new coaches because they can think outside the box. I've been doing this business for 3 years, and this is the way I know it. And so sometimes I get that brand new coach that says, hey, like, what if I did this? I'm like, oh, duh. Why didn't I ever think about that? And so I always love hearing from these coaches. I'm super excited about the ones we get to hear tonight. What's really cool is you're going to find that coaches come in all shapes, all sizes, all ages. We all have different occupations. We have some coaches who are full-time, who work full-time jobs. We have, coaches here that have 0 kids. We have coaches here that have 5 boys. This is what is so cool is anyone can make this business work with a little bit of hustle and a little bit of heart. And if you combine those two, and that's exactly what we're going to hear tonight from 3 amazing coaches about their hearts and why they coach and what brought them into coaching and just their story. There's just so much power in it. And so we're going to hear from Brittany. She's going to kick us off tonight with the call. And then we're going to hear from Katie. And then Crystal will go last. Amy had a last-minute family thing happen, and so she won't be on tonight. But last week, there was a recorded call. We had her as a guest speaker at the very beginning. If you haven't chimed into that, she's amazing. She has recruited in a month and a half 10 brand new coaches. She's hit Success Club 10 her first 2 months of coaching, and she shares her motivation and strategies and everything that she's been doing. So after we hear from Crystal, sorry, Brittany, after we hear from Crystal, we'll open up for Q&As where you can ask these specific coaches questions. And at the very end, so if you have questions, just feel free to write them down. And then if you want that specific coach to answer, they will answer. If you're open to all 3 of coaches answering, then all 3 of them will just chime in, because so many times there's different answers depending on the coach. So I'm going to turn it right over to Brittany to introduce herself. Hunty, not Farfan. And we are going to dive right on in.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Well, I'm going to give it away right off the bat. I'm kind of a mixture between a veteran coach and a newbie coach because I am brand new to the tribe, but I have been coaching for 3 years. So my story's probably going to be a lot different than everybody else on the team. I think I was probably one of the first coaches to reach out to Breezy about coaching, and she can correct me if I'm wrong. But it was not for me. I was not going to coach. I had a friend that was interested in health and fitness and looking for a job. So I pointed her to Breezy, and she joined. And then I felt guilty. I was like, crap, now I have to support her. I have to do a challenge group. I have to do this Shakeology stuff that I want nothing to do with. But I fell in love with Shakeology, and it took some time. I didn't love it at first. I had to mix a whole bunch of stuff in it so that I could drink it. But I started getting intrigued with this coaching thing, and I kept sending all my friends to Michaela, and they're like, well, what is it? I'm like, well, just ask her. So finally I did a what is coaching group so that I could give them the information. And I was still in this, there's no way I can do this. I can't add one more thing to my plate. I was teaching piano lessons. I was selling Scentsy. I was my husband's secretary at work. I had 3 kids plus the housework. It was, never ending. But coaching kept tugging at me. And I was like, well, if I can use it to pay for my Shakeology, because I've fallen in love with it by now, I was like, why not? I'll give it a try. And I've had doubts the whole time I was a coach. I'm not gonna lie, but I love the growth that coaching has given me. It's gotten me out of my comfort zone. It's gotten me out of my shell. I am a complete hermit. I will stay inside if I don't have to go out. So working behind the computer is good for me. And, you could say that I failed at, the coaching business because I've not had a major financial success with coaching. Although there are times when it did put food on my table. So I am very grateful for that side of it. But I did start to build a team. It was about last year. And that's when I really fell in love with the coaching side of coaching. I finally having people to work with and helping them overcome their struggles and mindset. And then things happened and everything started to fall apart. Even my sponsor left. And it was a really pivotal point in my coaching career, I guess you could say, because it gave me the chance to walk away. I was like, there's nothing holding me here. I don't have a sponsor coach. I don't have a team. I've got a few challengers, I can, still work with them, but, to continue inviting and continue building a business, I was like, I've got to decide, is this something that is right for my family? Is this what I want to do? And I talked to my husband. I was like, it's either I go all in or I just let it fizzle out. And I kind of hid behind my morning sickness because, well, it hit me harder than the rest of them have. So it kind of gave me time to process and think about, what would I be doing if I weren't coaching? And I was like, well, I'd probably be a Netflix junkie and I wouldn't do anything. Yes, I'd have my kids and I'd have my family, but what would my focus be? I didn't have that, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I was like, I still hope that I would work out. I have to have my Shakeology now. I still have to make menus and meal prep for my family. Why can't I? And I'm showing that through my challenge groups to my challengers. I still want to be friends with everybody on Facebook. So why not get paid to live the life that I want to live? So that's kind of where I'm at right now with why I coach. It's like, I'm still going to be doing the activities. It's just, am I doing it for coaching or am I doing it for, just my family? So if I can get out there and help people and share the opportunity and make their lives better because it's made my life better, then why not? So that's my story.
Awesome. So okay, I'll just go. Sorry, I totally dressed up for you guys. We've been so stuck in our house today. So anyway, so I feel like my why story is just kind of all over the place. So trying to gather thoughts and to sum it up into one thing has been kind of tricky. But to start it off, the whole reason kind of why I got into it was because I was really, really wanting to try Shakeology and the Portion Fix Meal Plan. I already knew, I loved Insanity. I owned that program and I loved it. But I think the nutrition aspect of it was really intriguing to me just because I felt like we ate healthy, but it was just always so confusing to me. Am I getting enough of this or this? And, I felt tired a lot just having kids and being exhausted by the time you put them to bed and not getting those after bedtime projects done, So, I actually, Breezy invited me to her clean eating challenge group after I'd had my second baby. And it was about three years, maybe a little bit longer, before I actually jumped in with coaching. And now that I look back at it, I'm like, that's a long time. But I think the timing now was just right more than it was then. So But so anyway, after I kind of jumped in with that, I just loved Shakeology. Like just after a few days, I noticed a huge difference in my energy, and that was exciting. And I felt better with the nutrition part of things. I kind of have always had this negative relationship with food, just kind of giving myself a hard time. I would eat something that I know I shouldn't, and then I would eat more of that. And, it was just kind of this bad cycle. So just being able to kind of get organized with the nutrition, I think that helped me a lot as a coach. And then after jumping in and just, seeing everyone else and how they were successful with coaching and how they were able to inspire others, that just made me want to keep going with it. Made me see the possibilities of where it could, what it could do for me and my family. And especially right now, my husband's a student and he has about 3 years left of school. And so as I look at the financial freedom and the financial opportunity it could provide for our family, that's something that's just really exciting for me. So something I'm working on right now is just, getting a team built and building a team. And I just these past couple months as I've had like challengers in my challenge groups, it's been really fun and really rewarding to see, just to be able to help them with personal struggles and with their health and fitness, and just super rewarding when you hear feedback from them. But yeah, anyway, so that's kind of, I've just noticed, I guess it's kind of a little bit of a selfish reason of why I love coaching. Just, I love the vital behaviors and how it, gets you to focus on yourself, to do those things to help you to become a better person so that you can help influence others to become a better person. And I can't think of like a better job than this. You get to focus on you and then also help others and be able to do it all from your home while being a mom, or maybe you work or whatever, but it's just so flexible and so doable. And I feel like it's totally helped me become a better mom and a better wife and better at organizing my time and actually getting things done. And so I think just all of those reasons have made me, kind of just what Brittany was saying is that it's not just a job, but it's changing your lifestyle to be a better person, right? Get paid for living a better lifestyle, taking a higher road. And so I think that's really cool. And that's something that I want to share with others. It's just really inspiring and motivating, and that's kind of what keeps me going. And that's something that I do just want to share with others and help them, see that a lot of hard things you can help them out just by how you live your lifestyle and the things you do that way. So if that all comes together, it's kind of scrambled all over the place, but those are just some of the thoughts I was thinking about today about why I coach.
All right, I guess I'm up. Okay, so I'll just start with my story, and I have different bits and parts of my story, and I think we all do, and I think that we always need to remember that when we share our story, it doesn't have to be the full thing. It doesn't have to be from start to finish. It's always important to share our journey and share our story in bits and pieces on social media as we go along. And so I think that's okay to always have different stories and different story. I just shared my story like 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to kind of share some of that again, but maybe a little bit of a different as well. So when I was a child, I always struggled with depression. I didn't know that was the problem at the time. But I can very well remember that it was since I was very young, since like second grade. I struggled with depression. I struggled with anxiety. And I hated my life. I know that's kind of strong and bold, but I really hated my life. I hated life. I hated who I was. I hated myself. And as I continued growing up, I continued to hate myself more and more. And I struggled with trying to figure out how to deal with all those emotions, trying to figure out how to make myself happy. And I tried so hard to be happy. I would try to fake smile. I would pray all the time, like, I need help being happy. I didn't know how to be happy. I thought I was completely incapable of being happy. And I would always go and order a ton of food at McDonald's. And can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. It just said someone was wondering if everybody was muted. So maybe everybody else is but me. Okay. So I would go to McDonald's and I would order like 3 cheeseburgers, 3 double cheeseburgers, no onions, 2 hot fudge sundaes, and 2 fries. And I would go to a parking lot anywhere and I would just eat it and eat it and eat it and cry and hope that somehow it would make me feel better. And I would constantly turn to foods like this. I would eat 2 full pizzas. I would eat whatever I could get my hands on, whatever I could get to throw into my face to make me somehow feel like I was okay. That was the only way I knew how to cope. And so I tried after that, I continued to hate myself more, and I tried for 12 years to lose weight. Tried many, many, many times, and I never once lost a pound, not one. And I tried so hard. I would run for 6, 7, 8 miles. I would try so hard, but I didn't have myself figured out emotionally. I had underlying factors with my body that didn't allow me to lose weight. And I would try so hard, but it never happened. So eventually I heard about Shakeology. I heard about these fitness and nutrition groups, and I thought, you know what, this is what I need. I need some kind of support in my life. I'm struggling. Like, I need help. It's time to get that help. And so I turned to my coach, and I told her that I was ready, and I got set up, and I did Shakeology and nutrition. And for the very first time in my life, I lost 30 pounds. It came off. And for the very first time, I started to notice that I wasn't trying hard to be happy anymore. I wasn't faking to be happy anymore, but it was naturally there. I was actually, for the first time, new and experienced what happy was. I didn't even know what it was. For the very first time, I was like 26 years old when I did that. That's a long time to not be happy and to not know what it is. And so then my coach started telling me, girl, you got to be a coach. Like, you'd be amazing. You need to coach. And I kept just talking to her. And I'm like, no, that's not for me. I can never coach. But really in my mind, I was thinking, you are a freaking idiot to think I can coach. Like, you are so stupid. I can never be a coach. And I was just laughing at her. I thought that she was obviously not knowing me very well, because there's no way I could coach. I struggled with bulimia. I never was that happy girl, that pretty girl, that girl that was popular. I never really had friends all of my life. I never felt like I belonged. I was thinking, how can I help people? Why would anybody want to listen to me? I'm just invisible. Why would I matter? No one's going to care about my story. Nobody's going to care about what I've got to say. I don't have enough friends to be able to help anybody. And I never had posted a single day in my life in social media. I actually, I have to tell you, when I signed up to coach, the day I signed up to coach, I went to Google. I'm like, how do you post on Facebook? I had no clue how to even post on Facebook. I didn't even know what that was. So for me, I was like, gosh, I don't have Facebook friends. I don't know how to post on social media, and I don't even have friends in my life. How can I help anyone? And I had all these doubts. I had all these fears, and I knew that there's no way I could do it. But meanwhile, I was praying and praying and praying for some kind of way that I could work from home, some kind of way that I could provide for my family and stay home with my new babies that we had just adopted. And I finally, somehow, it clicked like a light bulb after my coach told me, probably like the 5th or 6th time, you really should coach. I was like, oh my gosh, this has been my answer this entire time. This is exactly what I'm supposed to do in my life. And so that day I set up to coach, and I went all in and went 100% because I knew that it was what I was supposed to do. I had no clue what I was doing. And my coach didn't really help me. She didn't really give me much guidance. She didn't really tell me what to do. I just went into the Coach Online office, and I studied my butt off. I would stay up till 4 a.m. if I had to and learn what I had to, because I was like, I got to get inviting immediately. I got to get posting immediately. I got to know what I'm doing. So I went in 100% because I didn't have a coach to tell me. I didn't have a coach basics that I entered. I didn't have anything. I just had to kind of figure it out. And so I went all in 100% and went for it. So I set up because I knew it was what I was supposed to do. I didn't think I could do it, but I knew I was supposed to. Now I continue to coach because I'm on a mission to help people who are just like me. For those women who get up out of bed every day and wish that they could just sleep their life away and stay in bed. I coach every single day for those women who want to be a good mom, who want to have energy, who want to play and run and have fun with their children, but they don't have the energy. I want to coach, and I'm on a mission to find those women who have struggled with bulimia, who have struggled with depression, who have struggled with anxiety, who struggle with themselves and with the way they feel about themselves and their body. I'm on a mission to help those women. But not only me, but with a vision to have a team. I can't do it myself. A team of ladies who are also helping so many women who struggle with their lives, to help them to find out what a happy life is, what a healthy life is. That's why I continue to coach. And what I'm going to say next is kind of Christian based. So if you're not a Christian, I'm sorry, you can just kind of like ignore this. But this is just kind of, strongly my belief and what I want to say. So, so many times as we go throughout as a coach, whether it be you're just barely getting started out or even along your journey, you could be a coach for 2 years, you could be a coach for 3 years, and fears come in. Little thoughts of fears, little thoughts of feeling inadequate. You may compare yourself to other coaches and think, gosh, I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful because look at her go. And she lives in my neighborhood, right? We can have these thoughts of inadequacy constantly in our coaching business if we allow it to come in. But if you were once meant to coach, if you once had that thought in your mind, I'm going to coach, I need to coach. If you once had that thought, it is still supposed to happen. That didn't change just because someone else made you feel discouraged. Every single time you have a fear or any kind of inadequate, feeling like you're inadequate, feeling like you're never going to be good enough, I can promise you that that's not God giving you those thoughts in your mind. He wants to send you encouragement. He would never discourage you. He doesn't plant thoughts of discouragement in your mind ever. So if you once thought you were meant to do this, you're still supposed to do this. Figure out a way to make it happen. Fight for your goals, fight for your dreams, fight for that vision that you have, whatever that vision may be, and you can make it happen. Because if you're once supposed to, you still are. So that's my little brief coaching story. And I guess we'll open it up for question and answers if there's anyone that has questions. It could be about coaching. It could be about like as a first coach if you have questions, as a new coach, anything about our stories you have a question about, whatever you have. Let us know if you have any and we can answer them.
I have a question. Do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes, I'm good. Okay, sorry. My question is, how did you get started? I mean, what was the first step you took when you first became a coach? Like, what did you do to get started?
Crystal, you want to take it first?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So after you set up as a coach, kind of what were the first things that you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My first thing was that I let the world know it. Let them know that I'm a coach. Let them know why I'm doing it. They will feel your heart. They will feel your passion. They will feel that. Even if you haven't done the programs yet, they will feel your passion that you want to help people and that you want to do this or you want to do it. That's the very first thing I did, was share what I'm doing. Let the world know that that's what I'm doing. And secondly, you're going to want to obviously learn what you can, but don't sit and learn. You got to take action. Just go. Once you learn something, take immediate action and just keep going. You can learn forever. I've been coaching for 2.5 years and I'm still learning. I can never take in enough. I'm constantly learning about this business and how I can improve it. But you just really have to take action and fail forward and just keep going. But that's my.
Katie, you want to give your advice, what you did? You're muted, girl.
Awesome. Okay. But yeah, so along with just what Crystal said, just letting people know it, right? Like putting it out there on your social media, but then also I think just start forming with people. that was a big deal for me because I was never on social media, hardly. Like, I didn't really have very many friends. I never really got on there and interacted with people on there. So I think for me, that was a big part of it, was just getting on there and start forming with people.
And Brittany?
Honestly, I had my first 2 coaches lined up before I signed up because I didn't want to fail. I was like, I am not going to do this. Nobody wants to do it with me. But I failed anyway. And I think just jumping into Coach Basics and just taking action, like I've had coaches that just want to know and know and know and know, but then don't implement it. And I'm guilty of that. I suck at inviting, but I'm getting better. So just don't be afraid to invite. Just dive in and do it.
I think also that we worry sometimes about like having the perfect posts, having the perfect challenge groups, providing all this super intelligent value to all of our challengers. And you don't have to worry about that stuff. Just focus on the vitals. Get building relationships, get inviting people, get doing personal development, be proof of the product. That's really all that matters. And your upline diamond coach does have challenge groups every single month that you can co-coach with them while you're getting started and trying to figure out those basics and making those a habit in your life. You don't have to worry about those additional things. Just get going.
I love it. Any other questions? I hope what you took from those 3 answers is action. That's really what it was, is action for all of them. So any other questions for these ladies? Okay. No one has any questions. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer them in the Tribe page. If you have a question, you can always post it there as well. But have a wonderful night, guys. His Success Club, there's some exciting news coming to you guys next month that you guys will find out tomorrow or Monday or Saturday. What is tomorrow? Friday? It's Friday or Saturday. Big news. Another reason to get to Diamond. You would know it already. But it's epic, guys. Like, it's going to provide an amazing April for you guys is all I can say. So be excited, be pumped, and hit Success Club. Just make it your non-negotiable. But have a good night, guys.